We are at the EC grounds in Rubowa, Rweza, in Makinde Sabagabo. And this place is the first permanent home for the headquarters of the Electoral Commission in Uganda. And going forward, this is going to be the venue, the place where presidential candidates are nominated, and the set for this 2025-2026 general election being the first ones that have been nominated from grounds that belong to the Electoral Commission, that belong to the people of Uganda. Because this is your commission, this is your Electoral Commission. And so those who are watching online and following on TV and other platforms, the Commission has now instructed the technical teams here to verify and check all the particulars that are required of an aspirant for presidential elections, to participate in the presidential elections as a candidate. So that's what the Commission has asked the teams here that are from the legal department of the Commission, the voter data management department, election management, field operations, to check those particulars that are required. And they are checking those particulars which the aspirant was informed to bring as they submit their nomination papers. The nomination form filled in triplicate, 3 copies, a declaration of consent that the aspirant consents to being nominated, confirming that the aspirant is a registered voter, is a citizen of Uganda by birth, and confirming, as the Commission said, as required by the law, that the aspirant has got the minimum academic qualifications, that they have attained at least advanced level standard or senior 6. So they're checking to confirm that the aspirant went to school. They're also confirming and checking those other particulars. The certificate indicating that the aspirant obtained the required numbers of supporters as required by the law. That the aspirant has paid the required nomination fee of 20 million shillings. So that's what is happening. That is, yeah. We thank members of the press for keeping the country and citizens of Uganda and everybody that is watching these proceedings, for keeping them informed of what is happening, because this is their exercise. This is the exercise of the people of Uganda, and what the commission is doing is fulfilling that responsibility that it has. So we thank you, members of the press, for since yesterday, actually since the roadmap started, the roadmap to the 2025-26 general election was first launched in July 2023, and again revised and relaunched in the presence of stakeholders in August 2024. And over time, a number of milestones on that roadmap have been undertaken, including demarcation of electoral areas at local government level, the organization of polling stations, mapping of persons with disabilities to polling stations, the first major nationwide mapping of persons with disabilities to establish who they are, where they are, what kind of disabilities they have, what needs to be done to ensure that there is greater inclusivity in the electoral process by persons with disabilities. And one of the things that the Commission has done and endeavors to do is to make sure, for instance, that on events of this nature and others, that there is sign language interpretation. And you can see we have Mebo Murungi there for those who understand the language of sign language. And then the Commission undertook the update of the National Voters Register. Period was given when voters who had the opportunity to, those who are not on the register, to register as voters. Those who were new voters to register as new voters after attaining the required age. There was also the opportunity for those who wish to make transfers from one voting location to another to do so as provided for in the law. There was a period for the display of the voters register at the various levels. And fast forward, now we are in this nomination process, which started with nominations at local government level, and elections of special interest groups, the youth, older persons, and persons with disabilities. And now we are here for nominations for the people that are aspiring to the top position in the land. And when the 23rd and 24th of September looked to be very far, but now we're on the last day, 24th. So you're welcome.
Well, what is happening right now is the commissioners of the Electoral Commission are perusing through the documents of Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, who happens to be the NUP flag bearer and the sixth person today and yesterday who have come at the proposed site for the Electoral Commission headquarters. That is the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Justice Simon Byabakama. I see him doing some mathematics, doing some calculation there, signing papers. Well, this is a tough time because before he pronounces himself that you've been duly, let me just wait for that statement. Maybe he's about to speak. Well, before he pronounces himself, you cannot be very sure because we saw Elton Joseph Mabirizi. Okay, let's listen.
Distinguished guests. We've been scrutinizing and verifying the nomination papers of the aspirant, and we are satisfied he has fulfilled the requirements of the Presidential Elections Act. Therefore, I, Justice Byabakama Mugenyi Simon, being the returning officer for the nomination of presidential candidates, declare Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert a duly nominated candidate in respect of the presidential elections 2026, he having fulfilled the nomination requirements under the Presidential Elections Act, Chapter 179, Laws of Uganda. You are now a candidate. Congratulations. Right. You are required to append or affix your signature or that of your agent on this paper to confirm that indeed you have attended. So please, your agent or yourself, whichever. How sure? You have lost. Okay. Candidate Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, as a duly nominated candidate, you are required to observe the following. 1, you are to appoint an official agent who will coordinate your campaign meetings and media program, and also attend meetings on your behalf where necessary. Secondly, you are to avail the committees and media program as soon as practicable, so as to facilitate the smooth harmonization of all the candidates' campaign programs countrywide before you embark on your campaign schedule, which officially begins on 29th of September. You're also to sign a memorandum of understanding with the Electoral Commission on compliance with the harmonized campaign program, timelines, and guidelines. Although the campaigns kick off on 29th, however, you are at liberty today to meet your supporters, since we could not allow them, all of them in here, at a designated place, either to roll out your manifesto or greet your supporters. You are at liberty to do that. The commission is also required, upon nomination, to avail you a soft copy of the voters register, the national voters register. And we have this soft copy here. I ask your agent to come and pick it. Yeah. No. Furthermore, under Section 23 of the Presidential Elections Act, the Commission is required to ensure that the relevant organs of the state provide you, during the entire campaign period, your protection, both on the road, on the campaign trail, or not even on the campaign trail, wherever you want to go. To that extent, therefore, we are going to hand over to you a security vehicle together with the security personnel who will be guarding you at all times. The vehicle is at our cost. The fuel, the driver, the guards protecting you are all at our cost, even maintenance of the vehicle. Thereafter, we have a media tent. You may want to address the media and talk to the people of Uganda. It is at your will. But for now, can we go and we hand over to you your security vehicle and the security personnel. Thank you very much.
So, please, you. Thank you very much. Please, the candidate
Come back to the Electoral Commission here in Rwezalubowa, and the presidential nominations are still happening, and this is the last candidate. The Honorable Robert Sentamu Kyagulanyi is now proceeding to be handed over the security detail that is his. It will be a 16-man security detail and his personal movement, and also as said by the Electoral Commission, this detail is catered for by the Electoral Commission. The personnel, the driver, the car, the fueling, wherever he's moving, the cost is met by them. He will be proceeding out, as we see he and his will be proceeding out, and they'll be moving straight to where the detail is, and then the chairperson of the Electoral Commission will be handing him over the car. Then he'll be addressed by the commander of the security detail, who will in turn give a brief also will be in case he has any challenges with security detail. He is coming and walking out of the tent. He and his wife and a delegation of about 10 to 20 people who are with him, most of them the executive of the National Unity Platform. Who is there? Lois Rubongoya, who is moving with him. You will also see the Chief Whip, Nambeshe, who is also with him there. He has a whole team that is going and escorting him to be able to receive the brief of this transportation. And his car, this transportation is not to be indulged by the candidate. It is only for the security detail. He, the candidate, has to find his own means of transport to be able to move from one place to another. We also see quite a number of members. The Honorable the principal to receive. He's actually a candidate. He's not
Sentamu, the new principal and flag bearer for the presidential elections 2026, has officially been nominated by the Electoral Commission. All requirements needed, Robert Kyagulanyi Sentamu has presented them, and the Electoral Commission is very satisfied. Now he's heading to the vehicle that is being given, and this is for his security. Wherever he goes, he's supposed to have 24/7 protection from today till the entire process is done. Now, interesting this time, these candidates are only given a patrol vehicle, that double cabin. It has a 16-man crew. The days of my guest in studio, Samuel Walter Rubega Mukaku, they were given a security vehicle. They were given a vehicle for the candidate to traverse the country. And I remember they contributed 8 million non-refundable. This time it has been 20 million non-refundable. But during their days, you would contribute 8 million, but then you would be given 20 million. Now, things are tougher for this time round, for the candidates that are going to, that are already been nominated. We can say 6 of them are now fully nominated, bring to the end of what we began with, because by closure of business yesterday, we had 5 candidates, and today morning, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission informed us that also General Gregory Mugisha Muntu had fulfilled the requirements issued with the certificate, and he was duly nominated. Now, this brings the number to 6 candidates who are going to appear on the ballot paper, unless any changes. But as we see things, no change. It is 6. Now, Robert Kyagulanyi Sentamu will address the media, as it has been the norm for every candidate who has been nominated.
Protocol team, please.
President, now a presidential candidate for 2026, making the total of 6 men that are going to appear on the ballot paper. Don't ask me where are the ladies.
Protocol team,
because unlike previously, this time around we seem not to have any lady having met the requirements of the Electoral Commission. Nancy Kalembe had expressed interest, and a number of women had expressed and picked nomination forms, but when it comes to fulfilling the requirements, we've not seen any. Well, let's go to Robert Kyagulanyi.
You are welcome to address the nation. We have 20 minutes here. You can talk to us for 10 minutes and then take some questions from members of the press. You are welcome, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, before I say anything, I want to take this opportunity to pay tribute to our former Deputy President, Mama Jolly Mugisha, who passed away on the 24th of September last year. Today is exactly 1 year since we lost Mama Jolly. Mama Jolly was always a pillar of strength and courage within us. We strongly believe that today has fallen on this day, not by coincidence. Maybe there's a message that we are getting from the Almighty. Mama Jolly, rest in peace. We shall make you proud. We shall never give up your dreams. Fellow Ugandans, ladies and gentlemen, comrades in the struggle, I am deeply humbled and profound to accept your nomination to be the next president of the Republic of Uganda for the year 2026 to 2031, not 1926 to 1931. I thank you very much for the trust that you've continued to place in me ever since I offered myself for the first time for the presidential office in 2021. Today, my heart is filled with a deep sense of responsibility to deliver to that trust that you've put in me. Together, we have been everywhere preaching the message of a new Uganda. And today, with this nomination, we start on the final phase of our mission to freedom and true independence. Since our nation was born in 1962, every change of leadership has been written in blood, the blood and sacrifice of the common people of Uganda, the citizens of Uganda, and yet the leaders who always promised liberation have always delivered oppression. For 40 long years, one man and a small group of his relatives and friends have ruled our country on gunpoint. They have looted our nation and turned every institution of government into a tool of oppression. They have reduced the citizens of Uganda into slaves on their own land. They have reduced all of us into beggars, and they've turned our poverty into a tool of control. And yet, our country is not poor. Our country is rich. Our country cannot fall down. Our country will stand firm. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is fertile. Our people are hardworking and enterprising. We are rich in creativity. We are resourceful. We are energetic. We are young, and we are promising. Our country is one of the richest countries on the planet in terms of natural resources. So, my brothers and sisters, our problem is not lack of wealth. Our problem is lack of leadership. Leadership that serves the people instead of terrorizing them and exploiting them. Leadership that seeks to uplift the citizens instead of enslaving them. Sisters and brothers, this is not the first time that we stand before you with a dream of a new Uganda. We first made our attempt 5 years ago in 2021. Hundreds of our brothers and sisters were tortured. Many of them were arrested, and they're still in prison as we speak right now. Many were killed, and many are missing to the present day. And yet, we refuse to give up. I know that many of you are now asking, why then do we go to the polls? Why do we risk the tear gas, the bullets, the prisons, the torture chambers, the death, and all the mess that is awaiting us? My answer to you is this: we risk it all because the alternative is giving up, and that is 10 times worse. If we give up now, we shall have no moral authority to complain about what happens next. If we surrender now, that means that the fighting spirit of Rita Nabukenya, of Frank Senteza, of Yasin Kauma, and many others has been defeated. It means that they died in vain. It means betrayal. Betrayal of the comrades who have spent years in prison, counting on us who still have our little freedom to continue fighting for their freedom. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what happens to us, we must keep moving forward. Even if somebody tells you that our chance to freedom is only 1%, let us take that chance and fight. We have always been telling you about the protest vote, and today, let me use this opportunity to break it down in more detail. We have voted before. We have won elections before, and we have been rigged before. But the election this time is no usual election, brothers and sisters. We are going into this election as a way of protesting against the injustice that has been occasioned to us for the last 40 years. We are protesting, and the protest begins now. We must use this election season to rally the people of Uganda, to express their anger and to express their hope at the ballot box. We are going to use this election to protest legally. We are going to use this election to protest constitutionally. And we are going to use this election to protest non-violently. We must mobilize the people of Uganda to come out and vote in very, very large numbers. Numbers too big to rig. We must lay different strategies and make different plans to ensure that we, the people of Uganda, get our freedom in this season. Now, to our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, you, brothers and sisters, the Ugandans in the diaspora, you send so much money. You send more than $2 billion back to Uganda every year. In real sense, you are the biggest investors in Uganda. We know that many of you even fear to come back home because you know what happens to those that return home. Many of you don't risk the brutality. We know that Ugandans like Sam Mugumya, who returned from a Congolese prison, was abducted weeks ago, and up to now, he's missing. Nobody knows where Sam Mugumya is. We know Robert Kayingo Luja, a lawyer who was recently abducted from the airport, kept incommunicado for a month before being forced back in exile without even stepping foot in his house. The examples are many, ladies and gentlemen, but I tell you, my friends, we are fighting so that you can return to your home, to your families, to freedom and dignity. We are fighting so that you are received with roses and not handcuffs. We fight so that Uganda can give your children the chances and opportunities that you never got. That is why we fight. Now to General Museveni. I know you don't like listening to young people or even listening to anybody at all, but at least listen to your friend and Bush war comrade, General Kainda Otafire. I want you to remember that Uganda was here before you, and Uganda will be here long after you are gone. You don't have to burn it down on your way out. The best guarantee for your legacy, for your security, and for what you and your people have earned in the last 40 years is to allow a peaceful, orderly, and democratic transition of power. That opportunity is available because we are not vengeful people. We still believe in peace. We still believe in justice. And yes, we believe in reconciliation. All we want is a free and fair election. No military violence, no police brutality. That is not too much to ask for. Let this election not be a military operation. Let this be a democratic election. That should not be too much to ask for. You are aware that for the last 5 years, Your regime has done everything to break our spirits.
President and now a candidate fully or duly nominated by the Electoral Commission. They're addressing the media and the nation from then, where he will be asked a number